I have learned that many things that I do in my classes that are not related to the content I deliver help to establish a positive learning environment by building community and rapport with students. The most impactful thing that I do, even in my first year functional anatomy course of over 200 students, is quite simple. I promise them that I will learn and use their names. The impression that I get from using this strategy for years is that, in addition to helping to build rapport and contributing to a meaningful learning experience, the great name game makes students feel more engaged in the course and positively impacts their performance. This approach is unique in that it focuses on the promise that I make to students at the start of the course, that I will learn their names and will prove it by addressing them by name, one by one, in front of everyone in the last class of term. I believe they are more engaged in class because they feel connected to me and their classmates when they know I know who they are. For 10 years in a row prior to teaching this course online for the first time during the pandemic, I completed the Great Name Game without missing a single name of nearly 2,000 students. I've also been perfect in my identification of imposter students. So these are students not in my class who were brought in on the last day, and students who altered how they looked or wore disguises in order to fool me. Last fall, I was unable to do the Great Name Game because the approaches I used to learn so many names quickly were unavailable to me when teaching online. For example, during the synchronous classes I held, most students attended with their cameras turned off, even when in small breakout groups. This made it impossible to match their faces with their names. I usually manage this in person while I proctor their weekly test on computer, while talking with them during office hours, and while they introduce themselves to me and share stories about their lives, a practice that I encourage. I asked students to pass along a picture if they were willing, so I could learn who they were in a similar way as I do in person. But unfortunately, only 6 students out of 225 felt comfortable doing that. I was devastated and felt I was missing an integral part of what I do to connect with students and have them feel connected to me. So as I contemplate teaching the course for a second time online this fall, it is hard for me not to think about how much of a loss it was not to be able to share the Great Name Game experience with them last year. This simple yet transformative activity undeniably initiates and cultivates relationships between me and my students. It fosters rapport and it creates a buzz of energy and excitement, which is palpable in class from day one. Many students have told me that they were warned that they would feel and be treated like a number when they got to university. But instead, I have helped them to feel appreciated and part of a learning community within which they have had fun and have gotten to know one another. Students come into the program now knowing about the Great Name Game, so I need to figure out a way to bring it back to life for the 11th time. My name is Dave Andrews, and I am a professor in the Department of Kinesiology at the University of Windsor. Promising to learn to use students' names is one of the effective strategies that I employ to build community and rapport with my students. Give the Great Name Game a try. It will enrich the learning experience in your classes. Thank you very much, 3M and SDLHE, and to all of you for watching.